and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for the Supplemental. Woo! You feel that? Can you feel that? Every Sunday morning we come to you and we have a little fun. We start your Sunday off right. We do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. We tell you about a community, a comedy, or charity event we want to share with you, and we fight with our chair to get the wheel right. And we finish it off with This Week in History, trivia style. I see some of my favorite people are watching today, so it's good to have you. All of my favorite people with the exception of James. And my least favorite person right now for being mean. As usual, I will do the things, and I will really work hard at only... Shoot. Only taking your comments or reading your comments in betwixt the things. Because I know that could be a distractor, especially when I'm chopping things up for later. But feel free to comment amongst each other and say funny things. The comment section is where the real action is. I am just the facilitator of the comment section. That's all I do. Here we go. Let's get things started with This Week in History. Wrong. Take two. Let's get things started with your... I'm not doing well. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with tomorrow, Monday, mañana, November the 10th. Look first, come back over here, and then do the thing. Okay, we're going to go with that. We're just going to, because it'll be easier to chop, I'm just going to take it from the top. Take two. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with tomorrow, domani, mañana, if you will. November the 10th is National Vanilla Cupcake Day. Now, you know, Chick Brew refers to cupcakes as portable handheld cakes, and she's not wrong. That's exactly what they are. I would ask you what your favorite cupcake is, but it doesn't matter, because Monday, November the 10th, is National Vanilla Cupcake Day. And I, personally, can't think of a more boring cupcake than vanilla. If you gave me a cornbread muffin, I would enjoy that more than a cupcake made of vanilla. And vanilla is a flavor, I get it, but it is the blandest flavor that you could imagine. Hence the term, that's so vanilla. That's a term, right? I didn't just make that up. If I did just make it up, I'm going to use it from now on. That's so vanilla. As a way of saying that has no flavor. That is plain. That is bland. If you wanted me to believe that vanilla was a flavor, because I've seen vanilla in the wild, and you got to crumble it and you got to crash it. I'm going to hit the refresh over there. You got to crumble it and you got to crash it, and it's brown. But all the vanilla products that we ever have are all pasty white. Pasty white does not denote flavor at all. Make it purple. Make vanilla purple, and people will like it more. And then they're like, wow, that vanilla's got a lot of flavor to it. Because there's color. Think about that when you're holding your handheld portable cake made of vanilla, probably covered with a vanilla frosting, vanilla on vanilla. That's like a hate crime. Think about that on Monday, November the 10th, National Vanilla Cupcake Day. Now, vanilla is a sexual reference. Okay. And Robert just goes with yummy. He likes the vanillas. Oh, vanilla with chocolate on top. Now that's a sexual reference. Moving on. Yeah, we're on a dessert theme. Why don't we keep that up? But it argues with itself. I don't know if I can do anything with that one. All right. That makes no sense at all. Tuesday, November the 11th, is Veterans Day. I had other things to choose from, but I figured I'd talk about Veterans Day because it always, there's a lot of. Here's the thing. Veterans Day, originally known as Armistice Day, celebrated the end of World War I, the war to end all wars. Wrong. So wrong. But when they signed the armistice to end World War I, they did it many hours in advance of when they actually stopped killing each other. Why? Because someone thought it would be cool. Somebody thought that it would be cool to end somebody who's not in the job of killing people thought it would be cool if the people who are out there to kill people could just stop at 11 o'clock. And they thought it was so cool because if they just stopped at 11 o'clock, well, it would be the 11th day of the 11th month. If they would have done us all a favor, they could have went back in time and stopped it on the 11th year. If they could have gone to 1911, November the 11th at 11 o'clock, we could have saved a whole bunch of lives. But no, the people in charge thought it was a good thing to end the killing hours later. They signed the paper, said we're going to stop killing each other. But you could do it for a few more hours. Until it's 11 o'clock, until it looks cool, until it's 11, 11, 11, until it's that, keep killing each other. Have fun, boys. Have fun killing until it's 11 o'clock, and then you have to stop because here's what I know. If you're watching this, you'll never forget that they signed the armistice to end World War I at 11 o'clock on November the 11th. You'll never forget that because you'll be thinking about this. And that is one way to remember Veterans Day. They changed it after the war to end all wars wasn't, and then they had another world war, and with the Second World War, they're like, we really can't use that one anymore unless, maybe at noon on December the 12th of the 12th month, on the 12th hour of the 12th day of the 12th month. Ugh, you peoples. No, they ended World War II, not even in the same day, at different times. And then when they finished with World War II, they went back and looked at the calendar and was like, that Armistice Day, that didn't work out so well. What if we just use it to remind ourselves of all the veterans? And remember, it's Veterans Day, not Memorial Day or Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day is for those who are on active duty. Veterans Day is for those who served and survived. And Memorial Day is for those who served and didn't survive. There is a distinction betwixt. Think about all of that while you're getting your free hot dog at Sheetz on November 11th, Veterans Day. And I just saw something I need to take care of real quick. I took care of it. I just didn't bring it over. And then I will go back to your comments. I hate that I have to reset this like every time. There we go. Anyway, communication at the time, though, there was more of a delay than TikTok and Facebook. That's funny. I meant that for the 12th. Lack of sleep for me is crazy. Crazy. Oh, that's how it goes. Right? All right. I think I've done this one before because it makes me so bloody angry. So bloody angry. We'll do it again. After I parch. The fine people at Spindrift have not sponsored the show yet. Still working on it. That's their wonderful blood orange tangerine. Blood oranges are not tangerines. Oh, I see. They amalgamated. Anyway. Wednesday, November the 12th, is National Pizza with the Works Except Anchovies Day. My problem with this hasn't changed. I've read this before. We've celebrated November the 12th together before. I can tell you, if it's pizza with the works, you can't say without. The works means everything. And nobody, first of all, nobody's making anchovy pizza anymore. In America, you can't get fish on your pizza. In America, there's enough people losing their mind over some fruit on your pizza, okay? Let me tell you, you put whatever you want on your pizza. If it makes you happy, a pizza is just bread. That's all it is. It's just dough. It's a conduit for getting other ingredients into your eat hole. That's all it is. You don't have to put sauce on it, but you can have a pizza dough, and you can put whatever you want on that pizza dough. You ever have a breakfast pizza with the works? Ugh. Just thought about that. I probably wouldn't like that. And again, it isn't about me or you or us. It's an individual thing. Excuse me, that's quite bubbly. But if you're going to say it's National Pizza with the Works Day, the works means everything. Everything that restaurant shop has to offer. God, I don't know when's the last time you bought a pizza in America, but I can't imagine what a pizza with the works, even without anchovies, which they don't have anymore, I can't imagine what that would cost. That would be pricey. Because, I mean, like, every ingredient's like $1. And you can't get a pie anymore unless it's like $15. And they probably got 30 ingredients, so that's a $45 pie to get a pizza with the works. I think, I'm going to say this out loud, so I put this into the universe. This is the last time I'm ever going to do National Pizza with the Works Day. It just gets me so daggone angry. I can't wait to talk to our resident chef about pizza ingredients for the common folk. Things starving people would eat on pizza dough to sustain their life. We'll be doing that later today when we film a new episode of the LUNSB Show, which you want to check for. But anyway, the pizza thing, National Pizza with the Works Day, that's Wednesday, November the 12th. Which is another significant day that I'll remind you about in the second segment of the 3-segment show. Cool? Checking the comments, and then on to Thursday. Dirt. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but it made me laugh just the same. My favorite people. I love seeing you on Sunday mornings. Oof, I don't know what that even means. Sure. We haven't done any community service stuff. We'll do this. Thursday, November 13th. It's National Seatbelt Day. Big fan. That's great. Stop distracting me. I will check your comments afterwards. From the top. Thursday, November 13th. It's National Seatbelt Day. I am a big fan of the seat belt. Big fan. If you are not wearing your seatbelt and you get into an accident, bad things can happen. And my friend Roger there, he can attest to that. Because many, many years ago, we had to respond to an accident where the young man was not wearing his seatbelt. And it was not good for him. Ejected from the vehicle at the precipice of a ravine, he died in a bad way because he was awoken by the car accident only to find himself outside of the vehicle and in the air and then crashing to the ground. And I really felt bad for the kid. He was a good kid. He was a football player in the LaSalle Football League back in the day. Yeah, I'm a big fan of wearing your seatbelt. I'm such a fan of wearing seatbelts that for years I told all my people, if you ever catch me without a seatbelt on, I'll give you $100 cash. That was the incentive I gave them to catch me. And I challenged them at the same time to put that out to people. If you're going to enforce seatbelt laws, you should be wearing your seatbelt. Yeah? Oh, you'll get all these guys like, I can't wear my seatbelt because if I get trapped, I'm going to die in a fire. You're going to die because you're 400 pounds. You can't get out of the car. That's a real possibility. Or you're going to die in the car accident. Well, I got airbags. Airbags are going to protect me. Nope. Airbags are a supplemental system that only work in conjunction with a seatbelt. And for you back seat passengers, can I remind you that not only not wearing your seatbelt back there is bad for you, but then you become what's known as a missile hazard to the people in the front of the vehicle who are doing the right thing. They're sitting there, they're wearing their seatbelt, they're looking all sharp, they're being safe, an accident happens, and then you kill them with the force of your body moving forward at an accelerated rate. Wear your seatbelt and have your passengers wear your seatbelt. I loved raising my children and letting them know the car doesn't move until everybody has their seatbelt on. And it doesn't just apply to humans, okay? If you're taking your ferrets on a road trip, strap them in. Or if you're taking your Rhodesian Ridgeback to the park, strap him in. That's right. He wears a seatbelt too, because he weighs more than my wife. And if an accident were to happen, he's going to kill me too. So wear your seatbelt. Encourage other people to wear their seatbelt. And hopefully this message resonates with someone and you don't die or kill someone because you are a missile hazard. And think about that on Thursday, November 13th, National Seatbelt Day. To the comments. All right. It was a very rocky ravine, yeah. Unless you're with a Kennedy, then you're going to the bottom. Cheeky. Very cheeky, Mr. Taney. Yes, that's... never... What was the guy that murdered his wife? Had the same name as the guy who murdered his wives, plural. There was the cop that was somewhere in the Michigan area, and he had a name. And then there was another guy who murdered his pregnant wife out in San Diego. They have the same name. And the joke I had for years, when I could remember their name, was never marry a man with that name. Also, never get in a car with a Kennedy. Ever. Oh, I've never done that one before. And I don't even know what the heck that is. So let's go with this one. A Friday, November 14th. It's National Cheating Raisin Bran Cereal Day. And I'm going to tell you, I don't eat a lot of cereal. I can. I know how, and I enjoy it when I do, but I don't eat. I love grape nuts. That was my go-to. I love grape nuts. When I had young people teeth, when I had the teeth of a younger person, eating grape nuts was fun and tasty and delicious, and it was wonderful. But as I got older, I realized grape nuts were no longer good for my teethuses. Now, Raisin Bran, you get the wonderful bran flake, so you're going to get all of the fiber that you would get out of grape nuts. But you get soft, cushiony grapes that are wrinkled. Yes, raisins in your bran. And the people who came up with the name Raisin Bran, genius, absolute genius. I'm quickly trying to think of some of these stupid cereal names that are out there. Lucky Charms. Yeah, imagine, if you will, and next time you go down the cereal aisle, all I want you to do is not think about what's in the box. Just think about what's on the box. What does the box say? In retrospect, as I think about this out loud, grape nuts. There are neither grape or nuts. It's just gravel. It's just seasoned gravel. Just look at a cereal box the next time you're in the food aisle and try to see what were they thinking. Sugar Smacks, okay, that one makes sense. loop fruity pebbles. Fruity Pebbles, that kind of makes sense. I just look at Boo Berry, Frankenstein or Steen or however you pronounce that. Look at the cereal aisle and think about that. But get you some Raisin Bran. Get yourself regular. Ooh, and Raisin Bran comes with, strawberries now. Dehydrated strawberries. Mmm. Or is that Special K? Special K. What does that mean? Oh, potassium. Anyway, think about that on Friday, November 14th. National Raisin Bran Cereal Day. To the comments, tricks like kids for what Kits has got. Yule Gibbons loves grape nuts in the woods. I need to know who Yule Gibbons is. Robert Robert just decides to make a comment. It's called Robert. Okay, sure. And again, in the comment section, that's all you. You guys have fun over there. I'll check them in between. But I try not to get distracted by them when I'm doing the thing. La, da, 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 da. Oh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't know which one should go. I'm going to go with this. I thought I was going to go with this, then here we go. Saturday, November 15th, is National Pickle Day. How about that? A day for pickles. Now, pickles comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and what I like about them, Los, is that they're real good look. If you got yourself a pickle, a favorite pickle, I'm curious as to what it may be. I can tell you, for me, I love all pickles. I like the teeny little gherkins. Those are always fun. And give me a giant kosher dill. I like them too, but I have to eat them sideways apparently. A giant kosher dill, a gherkin, a bread and butter. I like them. I like it when the pickle company takes the time to slice them for you, so that when you want a pickle on your sandwich, you just get the slice and you just put it there. But the problem is, the only people that make the sliced pickles for your sandwiches, they're all the sweet pickles. And sometimes I don't want a sweet pickle on my sandwich. I want a tangy, a spicy, a pickle. Now, here's another part about Saturday, November 15th, National Pickle Day. If you happen to know someone whose name is Pickle, and many of you do, we know the same guy, find a way to celebrate him on Saturday, November 15th, right? You got your pickles, National Pickle Day. Go out, buy some pickles, and if you know Pickle, bring him a jar of pickles on National Pickle Day, Saturday, November 15th. Moving on to the comments. I'll give you a nickel on a pickle day. No, I was saying the name of the guy you never marry. No, it wasn't. That's funny. You got to remember, when you make your comments, I have to know the context of what you're speaking, because they're delayed, and I've already moved on, so I don't know. But now that you've explained it, it's very funny. Clausen, says Miss Jessica. They make a good pickle, but I mean, yeah, classic. No, love it. Was a spokesman for grape nuts. I did not know Yule Gibson was the spokesman for grape nuts. I thought that was, it would have been funny if I could have remembered his name instantly. The diabetes guy. I thought that would have been funny. All right, sweet gherkins. You should use that as an expletive. Like, instead of using profanity, the next time you want to say a profane word, just say sweet gherkins. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start incorporating that into my language. Well, you son of a sweet gherkin. That'll throw him off. I would be mad at you, but I'm not sure if you insulted me or not. Finally, I'm going to pick it first. I hate AI. I hate AI. So, to explain why I hate AI, no, I don't know. Spicy Hermit Cookie Day. Give me 2 seconds to research something that I know nothing about so that I can go off on it. Yes, I did this. Okay. I have Hermit, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never heard of them before. I don't know why they would call it that. I hate recipes. I hate going to a recipe page because it's just people like, let me tell you my life story. I was abandoned as a child, left to fend for myself in the woods. Raised by wolves, I learned how to make this delicious thing. I hate recipe people because they just give me the recipe and I'll figure out the rest. Sunday, November 16th. It's National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are on a spicy hermit cookie. Me personally, I'm not a fan. Although I've never had a spicy cookie, I could probably be a fan. Is a ginger snap considered spicy? Because it's filled with tasty and delicious ginger and it's got a little snap to it. You would call it spice. But a spicy hermit? Hermit what? Crab? Is it a crab cookie? I've never heard of a spicy hermit cookie. Or a spicy hermit crab cookie, for that matter. I don't even know if I want someone to make me. First of all, don't. If you know anything about me, do not send me any homemade cookies or bring me homemade cookies. Homemade cookies are the perfect delivery conveyance for revenge. You could put anything in a homemade cookie, and people have. So I will not eat your homemade cookie. I will not eat them, Sam I am. If you told me that you made me some spicy hermit cookies so I could taste them, I would thank you, and I'll eat them later. I'm not going to eat them later. I'll be polite, but I'll give them away or throw them away. A lot of it has to do with our relationship. If I think I may have said something to offend you, I'm not eating the cookie, and I'm not giving the cookie away. But, if we're cool, and I probably trust you, still not eating the cookie. But I'll let someone else eat the cookie, and if they die, I got you, son. I got you. I know. Think about the perfect conveyance of revenge. National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day, Sunday, November 16th. Moving on. La 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 la. I got what is a hermit? What in the sweet gherkin is a hermit cookie? Is what he wanted to say. Barf. Homeless women with STDs. Yeah, sure, why not? Spicy hermit. Angry old man, same thing. He will only eat his wife's cookie. Jessica getting a little spicy herself this morning. You best believe it. And they have candies, not a cookie. Spicy Herman cookie. That's funny. Robert's killing it this morning. Robert's got some funny ones. So that has been our national days of the week. Next thing I want to tell you about, and a solid break for editing later. And now it's time for your Char. Char. Comedy, community, or charity note. That's how every week we come to you. We tell you about something going on in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area or Southern Spain, whatever it is. We're telling you about something and we want to share it with you. It could be a community event, a charity event, or a community, comedy, or a charity event. This week, I want to let you know you only got a couple of days left, and you can help out the volunteers of the East Pennsboro Fire Police very easily, and it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you money. It costs you just a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but it doesn't cost you money. Up and until November the 12th, go on the East Pennsboro Fire Police website or Facebook page. I will link to it in the show description. Go to the East Pennsboro Fire Police. There's the email address there. I believe it's East Pennsboro Fire Police 5@gmail.com. You can PayPal them money in increments of $25, and they will send to you $25 gift cards from the Texas Roadhouse. I didn't say they will send you a gift certificate of $20 or $21. If you send them $25, they're sending you a $25 gift card. If you send them $50, they're sending you a $50 gift card. You see what I'm going here? In increments of 25. It's a great Christmas gift. You can just give somebody a Texas Roadhouse gift card, say Merry Christmas, and be done with it. If you're a federal employee, people need to eat, and the limit's $25. You get a $25 gift card, and you give that out, and everybody's happy. Oh, look, Santa Claus brought steak this year. For every gift card you buy, at no cost to you, the wonderful people at Texas Roadhouse are going to kick 10% to the wonderful volunteers at the East Pennsboro Fire Police. It costs you nothing but a little bit of effort. You put in $25, you're getting $25 in return. Okay? You tracking? You on board with me here? It's the easiest fundraiser they can ever do, and it costs you nothing because you get the full reaping benefits of your donation. They get 10% donated to them by Texas Roadhouse. It's a fantastic fundraiser, but it needs your support. So wherever you are listening, anywhere in the world, if there's a Texas Roadhouse near you, that gift card's going to work for you. But the deadline is Wednesday. So get your request in now. Again, look at the link below, East Pennsboro Fire Police, or just PayPal the money directly to them at East Pennsboro Fire Police 5@gmail.com. And they will send you your gift certificates. Whatever amount of gift certificates you buy, they will send it to you at the cash value of what you gave them. And they get 10% of everything that you do, everything that you buy. Now, that's phase one. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you can donate to an organization without really donating to an organization. But if you want to donate, if you're a rich philanthropist and you want to support the East Pennsboro Fire Police, just go to the PayPal and just send them money without anything in return. But for those of us who, want something for our money, give them money. They give you a gift card for the same amount of money that you sent them. That's phase one. Phase two, 21st of January, between 3 and 10 p.m., we're going to go to the Texas Roadhouse in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. And between 3 and 10, you tell them, I'm here to support the East Pennsboro Fire Police. And 10% of your bill that day goes to the East Pennsboro Fire Police. It's a fantastic fundraiser. And it's nothing but win for you. Give them money, they give you a gift card. Go use the gift card at its full face value, and they get money on the front end, on the back end. Genius. Whoever thought of that? Just well done. Well done, sir. Or ma'am. So that is East Pennsboro Fire Police. Look for the link down below. And remember, this is a great, they serve a purpose in our community. These are all volunteers, but they can't do it for free. They have to, there's expenses involved. So let's help out those who help us out. The East Pennsboro Fire Police. And once again, Texas Roadhouse. Amazing job. Well done. Well done, Texas Roadhouse. Golf claps for everybody. And that has been this week's Tar Community Comedy and Charity Note. Moving on. I poured through all the liquid in my mouth on that one. Sweet gherkin. What about the emotional toll? I'm just trying to help them out a little bit. And it's called charity. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? Because now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. And now it's time for the fan favorite portion of the program, This Week in History, a trivia style. I should add the echo to that next time. Maybe I will. 7 questions set to medium difficulty, all multiple choice. We go through them. You answer them to the best of your ability. You get 2 opportunities to answer. You get a funny one. You can make a smart quip if you'd like. And then you get an actual okay? But there's no take back. You can't say this and then see other people putting their answers down and then say, oh, I agree with Robert. No, you can't do that. But if you do, I don't care. Okay? It's just for fun. You keep your own score, bragging rights. Like if you're in a household of people who are watching simultaneously, and I know you are, I can see you. If you were in a household of people and you were watching simultaneously, well, play amongst yourselves. Hold accountability for each other. And if somebody gets out of turn, just fix them. Fix them real quick. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. Question number 1. On November 10th, 1775 is wrong. I'll tell you why it's wrong. Because they screwed up the questions. Gave me a bunch of true or falses, and I had to go back. It's like, don't do that. Here we go. On November 10th, 1775, the United States Marine Corps was established by the Second Continental Congress. What was its original purpose? November 10th, 1775, Second Continental Congress creates the United States Marine Corps. Why? Why would they do such a thing? This is where fake answer and real answer really come into play. Why did the Second Continental Congress form the United States Marine Corps? Here are your multiple choice options. Was it to patrol the Atlantic coast? To serve as shipboard soldiers for naval engagements? To guard the nation's borders? Or to lead the Revolutionary land battles? These are your official multiple choice options. November 10th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress creates the United States Marine Corps. What was their original purpose? Was it to patrol the Atlantic coast, to serve as shipboard soldiers for naval engagements, to guard the nation's borders, or to lead the first Revolutionary land battles? I've given you the question multiple times. I've given you the multiple choice answers. Now let's see what you wrote. James is going to be going for a low score, like golf. That's funny. They were cold on November 10th. Also funny. James goes with false. Funny. Robert shouts out devil dogs. James says Pride Day. Very funny. You guys are killing it today. You're making me laugh. Eat crayons. B. Eat crayons. B is my answer. Shipboard soldiers. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, James. I don't think there's any question. The United States Marine Corps was created to guard the borders because no one likes it when a border stays too long. A hoarder or a border? I get it. I love that. The United States Marine Corps was created with the intention of putting Marines on ships that sailors sailed and taking them to places and saying, "Gurk 'em, eat 'em, and kill 'em, boys." Gherkin, kill 'em and eat 'em. Yeah, that was their initial purpose. Now all the Marines do is that they do their own thing, and we give them a ride. The Navy just gives them a ride to wherever they're going. It wasn't the intent, but it's worked out. It's pretty cool. It's good for all of us. Question number 2. The armistice ending World War I went into effect on November the 11th, 1918, at 11 o'clock, in case you forgot. Which European country signed the armistice with the Allies? The Allies and this country ended World War I on November the 11th, 1918. What was the country? This one shouldn't be too hard, and neither was the first one, actually. Was it Germany? Was it Austria-Hungary? Was it France? Or was it Russia? Germany, Austria-Hungary, France, or Russia? What country signed the armistice with the Allies, ending the First World War on November the 11th, 1918. I got some answers popping in. Let's take a look and see what you guys are saying. Roger pops in. Wait. I got a little early. Although Marines in the UK are modeled after an sea base. Got it. No tanks, no Scout Sniper, no MARSOC. They are cutting their gagoolies off. Roger answers this question with Germany. James answers this question with Germany. Robert answers with French's mustard. Funny. Jessica answers with Germany. Yeah, it makes sense that the company that's the company. Robert's going to go with Francis. Funny. I think he meant that to be funny. It makes sense to sign an armistice with the enemy. We are going to cease all hostilities and stop killing you if you stop killing us. And that country was Germany. Question number 3. And again, I don't know the answers either, okay? Just to be clear, I say the answers confidently, but we don't find out the answers until the end. On November 12th, 1954, Ellis Island reopened as what type of facility? November 12th, 1954, Ellis Island reopened as what type of facility? Was it A, an immigration checkpoint, B, a military training post, C, a museum of immigration history, or D, New York Harbor Customs Office? What say you? November 12th, 1954. Ellis Island reopened as what type of facility? Immigration checkpoint, a military training post, a museum of immigration history, or the New York Harbor Customs Office? I am thinking Robert's going with immigration. James is going with immigration. I don't think that makes sense in 1954 to reopen Ellis Island for immigration purposes. Roger's going to go with a customs office. Movie with Will Smith and not Kevin Hart. His real name is Fitzgerald. What's Kevin Fitzgerald's real name? Actor name. Kevin James. Kevin James, Will Smith. I think the movie's called Hitched. Rosario Dawson, maybe? I don't know. Some hot chick. Anyway, I think they go there, and it's an immigration museum. So I've got all of your answers. Military training. James has changed his answer. Again. If anybody is in the vicinity of James, if you just wanted to give him a bop, I'm not going to argue. Robert's changing his answer. I don't like you changing your answers, people, just because I articulated my answer so beautifully. I'm going with a Museum of Immigration History. I hate you. I hate you all. I do not hate you, obviously. Here we go. Question number 4. November 13th, 1982. Finally, a question that occurs when Robert was alive. November 13th, 1982 marked the dedication of which Washington, D.C. landmark? What Washington, D.C. landmark was dedicated on November 13th, 1982? It is not the Trump Ballroom. It is not the Arc de Triomphe. I bet he is encouraging you to change your answer. Here are your options. I think many of you know the answer already without the options. Was it the Korean War Veterans Memorial? Was it the Lincoln Memorial? Was it the Vietnam Veterans Memorial? Or was it the World War II Memorial? I remember 1982, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer. I don't know when the Korean War Veterans Memorial was done. I don't know when the World War II Memorial was done. I've seen some of them. James is going with Vietnam, and I am also going to go with Vietnam. Roger's going to go with Vietnam. The wall with all the names on it. I think that was 1982. It was a big deal when it first came out. Now Not only do they have the wall in Washington, D.C., but they have a touring version of it that goes around the country where you can, they set it up, and it's kind of like going to the one in D.C. without dealing with D.C. Robert's going to pipe in with Vietnam. Jessica's Vietnam. Looks like we're all in for Vietnam. Excuse me. Wife surprised me with breakfast this morning, and now I'm burping it up. On November 14th, 1969, NASA launched which mission that became the second to land humans on the moon? Warning, this is a trick question. So you might think it's this, but I'm telling you, it's probably not, because it's a trick. On November 14th, 1969, NASA launched which mission that became the second to land humans on the moon? Was it Apollo 11, Apollo 12, Gemini 7, or Skylab 1? I really think we missed an opportunity here in not naming any of them two. Like Moonlander 2, or Gemini 2, or, because it's the second time we land on the moon, you know, to make the answers more plausible. It's one of the ones, either you know it or you don't. 1969, November 14th, we launch to land on the moon for the second time. We did it earlier that year. Now we're doing it again, 1969. What was the second mission that landed on the moon? Without giving you, I did give you the multiple choices. James pops in with Apollo 12. Robert pops in with, it never happened. Very funny. DC is not bad at all. If you can drive New York City, you are done. DC, Gherkins, all right. Very funny. You are all killing it this morning. Skynet is what Robert comes up with another answer. Gemini is Roger's answer. Waiting on Jessica and anybody else out there that's watching and not participating. I know who you are. I can see you on a different page. Skynet is funny. And Jeremy. Okay. Wrong. Apollo 11 was first. Apollo 12 probably. Gemini was just orbital. We don't need we don't need a history lesson, sir. We just want your answer. And the answer, I agree, is Apollo 12. Apollo 11 was the first one to land. Apollo 12 was right behind it. It would have been better if they just, changed the code name. They did all the Apollo missions to get close to the moon, a proof of concept, and then change the name. They should put me in charge of naming things. I could come up with better names than Apollo, Gemini, or Skylab, or Skynet. I could come up. Jessica, she popped in with Gemini, apparently not listening to James's history lesson. It's okay, I don't listen either. The question number 6, America Recycles Day is observed each year on November 15th. Which U.S. organization originally launched the event in 1977? America Recycles Day observed each year on November 15th. What U.S. organization originally launched the event in 1997? I'm going to give you the answers, then I'm going to give you my take on this real quick. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, Keep America Beautiful, the Sierra Club, or the National Park Service. Which one of these organizations launched America Recycles Day in 1997? I didn't know Keep America Beautiful was an organization, but that seems to make sense. Sierra Club is an organization, and the other two, the National Park Service and the Environmental Protection Agency, are government agencies, and they got nothing better to do on November 15th. Peter, that's so funny. Greenpeace. Adopted. All right, here's what I'm going to tell you about recycling. Recycling is gherkin. Okay? Sweet, sweet gherkin. There's 3 principles to recycling: reduce, reuse, and recycle. I know my thumb always sticks out. Reduce, reuse, recycle. There's 3. Yes, reduce the amount of single-use plastics that you use. That's a good way. That's a good thing to do, because plastics don't break down for a very long time and it's wasteful. Yeah, reduce the amount of single-use plastics in your life. Okay? I agree with that. Reuse. So it's not a single use, right? You got a bottle of water, you could fill it up a couple of times with regular water. Reuse is a solid concept. But then you get into recycle. And we don't do that well. We never have. So the next time you're separating your garbage, especially in California, where you have to separate the types of recycles into different sections of your bin, they're just throwing it in the garbage. They're just throwing it away. It's not real. Recycling is not real. If there was any money to be made in recycling actual things, you would know that. You would know that it's being done. But the only money that there is in the recycling business is charging you to recycle things that don't get recycled. So reduce the amount of single-use plastics, yes. Reuse single-use plastics so they're not single-use plastics, yes. But when you throw it in the garbage, just know you're throwing it in the garbage. It all goes to the same landfill, or to some overseas country, or to the ocean. I will say the answers again, sir. I'll repeat the question. America Recycles Day is observed each year on November 15th. What U.S. organization originally launched it in 1997? The Environmental Protection Agency, Keep America Beautiful, the Sierra Club, or the National Park Service? I am going with Sierra Club. Let's look at your answers. The EPA. Jessica's going with Keep America Beautiful. Robert going with the Keep America Beautiful is James. EPA is Robert. Jessica, Keep America Beautiful. You only really recycle like 5% of thumbing. Most of it go in the garbage, yeah. Sierra, but only because it sounds to me like Sahara. Funny. Say the answers again. I did. Me and Roger are both going to go with Sierra, and the Taney families are all going to go with Keep America Beautiful, and Robert's going to go with the EPA. We'll find out who's right very soon. Finally, question number 7. On November 16th, 2001, which is wrong to say it that way, which wizarding film premiered in U.S. theaters, kicking off a record-breaking movie franchise? It came out in 2001 on November 16th, and it's a wizarding film. I can only think of one. I'm not even looking at the multiple choice answers. I don't watch wizarding things, but if you're talking about a really popular franchise that occurred a long time ago and continues on, I think I know the answer. Here are your multiple choices. Was it The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring? James pops in with Harry Potter. B, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm romancing the stone. Jessica, who I feel like she's watched all of them, she says Harry Potter. C, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Robert with Harry Pumper. It's very funny. Or D, Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. I thought that was an adult movie. November 16, 2001, which wizarding film premiered in U.S. theaters, kicking off a record-breaking movie franchise? I think we all know the answer is the wizard, Harry Potter. And Roger says Harry Potter. And somebody liked Harry Pumper. Those are the answers. Let's find out how we did. Question number 1. If you answered the Marine Corps was formed to be boarding parties for the Continental Navy, obviously, we were all correct. Question number 2. If you answered anything other than Germany, you were correct. Wait, if you answered anything other than Germany, you were wrong. So wrong. Grinder. Question number 3 was the Museum of Immigration History. Look at me, look at me. Question number 4 was, in fact, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Question number 5 was Apollo 12. I'm on a roll. Question number 6. Keep America Beautiful. And question number 7. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Me, 6 of 7. That Keep America Beautiful one got me. But it's one of those things that if you know it, you know it. Checking your comments real quick before I get out of here. To be clear, I said fuzzy pot makers. I'm changing to Lord of the Rings. Okay, well, again, you guys keep your own score. I love spending my Sunday mornings with you. Thanks for spending it with me. As always, I remind you, just be the best person that you can be, and if you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. A new episode of the LUNSB Show gets taped later today. Meanwhile, I got a Formula One race I got to go watch, and let's go Buffalo. Stay safe, everybody. Bye, LUNSB! LUNSB!